LS11 Universe, it's Xander, and welcome back to WWE 2K22 Universe Mode. We're here on Friday Night SmackDown, the final show before the Royal Rumble tomorrow, and champion and challenger have agreed to meet face-to-face in the ring. Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins kicking us off. I yield the floor to them. You know, Cody, you walked back into WWE, what, 2 months ago now? And the world was handed to you on a silver platter. Well, I had to hit rock bottom to pull myself back to the top. I started at the top, got thrown down, had a god complex for a while. That was weird. Lost all my friends, was betrayed by my brother, and then to start stomping everyone into the mat, starting with my brother. And to fight all the odds on a roster that hated me, just to get to the world title. You went away for 6 years, and you built a little clubhouse with your elite buddies, because you wanted the easy route to the top. Then you walked away when things weren't going your way, when you weren't making as much money as the actual stars. Because you're not the best in the world. Because you're not as good as the Dragon. Because you're not of the same elite standards. So you came somewhere that was willing to blow smoke up your ass and pay you what you wanted. Seth, the difference between me and you is that when I walked in, things weren't exactly handed to me. Yeah, I was the son of the American dream. But when I was coming up, I always remembered that I had more to learn, whereas you came in as an immature rookie who thought he belonged at the top of the card from the moment that he walked in the door, when he was nothing more than a little internet darling at the time. But the big difference between us now is exactly what you said. Things are handed to me, Seth, because I deserve what's handed to me. I belonged at the top of the card from the moment I walked in the door. I didn't ask to be handed it because of who my dad was. I worked my way at the top, and now I do deserve to be at the top. And I'm owed this because of what's been done to me and my family by this company. I deserve this because my dad was put in yellow sparkly polka dots. My brother was made to wear face paint like an idiot and wear lingerie. I was made to put a bag over my head and paint a star on my face. It's my birthright to take that title from you, Seth. A title that once represented a company my father built and helped destroy WWE for 83 weeks. And so now, Seth, I'm going to do what I should have done to you 10 years ago when you walked in the door. I'm going to hit you so hard at the Royal Rumble that it knocks you all the way back down to rock bottom. And you'll long for the days when Roman Reigns was kicking your ass every week. You'll long for the days when guys who aren't here anymore were treating you like a god. You'll long for the days that I wasn't here. Because my reign of terror is only just beginning. Hey, Cody. One more difference between us before you go. My wife actually knows how to wrestle her way out of a wet paper bag. See you in the main event, bitch. We're gonna move into some singles action up next on SmackDown. As our first bit of action on the SmackDown before the Royal Rumble, John Cena gonna be in action. He's got one last test before he challenges the young upstart, the Breaker, Bron Steiner, at Royal Rumble. John, why is his shirt tucked in? Why is his shirt tucked in? John Cena wearing an attire that Honestly, if they had made it just a shirt you could buy on WWEshop.com instead of an NFT, I would have bought it. But, you know, after all, NFT stands for not fucking trying, so... John Cena makes his way to the ring. I can't believe this shot. Damn, this is the funniest thing to know. John Cena is here. The 16-time world champ, but has never been champ in LS11 Universe. He takes on Wes Lee. Making his way to the ring. Wes Lee on his way down to the ring. We saw he's now a former hardcore champion, is Wes Lee. He got a huge win over Baron Corbin a few weeks ago. So Wes Lee making his way to the ring. Wes Lee makes his way to the ring. This is the biggest match of his young career. He takes on John Cena right here, right now, here on the final SmackDown before the Royal Rumble. Here we go. Cena with a clothesline out of the gate takes him down. Cena's got to show that ruthless aggression that he's had most of his career. He has a big boot there. Did not expect to see a big boot from John Cena. Jab knocking him back. Wes Lee staggers. And now Wes Lee with a jab to Cena. And again, Cena's got to show that ruthless aggression that I was talking about. If he's going to be able to take on someone like the Breaker or Bron Steiner, who's been on a roll since his debut a few months ago. Cena with knees up, knocks back Wes Lee. Cena grabs onto him, and now Cena pulls him in, lifts him up, and power bomb. Cena now gets Wes Lee back up. You got to think, 6 months ago, Wes Lee might not have been in this situation. Wes Lee was a tag team guy. Then his tag team partner got turned into trading cards that nobody fucking uses. Cena with a drop kick takes down Wes Lee. Now Cena getting Lee back up to his feet. John Cena ducks him, hits the ropes, shoulder block. Shoulder block. Cena grabs him, pops him up, and back body drop. Cena's not playing games tonight. Takes down Wes Lee now, and Cena turns him over with a kick. Cena, here we go. Says, you can't see me. Hits a 5-knuckle shuffle to Wes Lee. And John Cena getting him back up to his feet. Cena grabs onto him, and Cena scoops him up. Throws him even higher for that back body drop. Getting him back to his feet now. John Cena, there's a jab. Wes Lee grabs onto him now, and Lee with Cena kicks him in the knee. Coming up the ropes. Wes Lee. Spike Hurricane Rana. Plants John on his head. There's another kick. Wes Lee grabs Cena. And Wes Lee with Cena. Gets him up. Suplexes him. Now Wes Lee with Cena back to his feet. Grabs onto him. Cena pushes him away. Cena scoops him up. 4. Attitude adjustment. 1, 2, 3. That was an easy win for Cena. Another win en route to the Royal Rumble tomorrow. Quick and easy for Cena. Wes Lee's got a long way to go before he's ready to be on the level of someone like John Cena. Cena once again showing why he is one of the greatest of all time in the WWE. Big win for John Cena. We got plenty more coming up. We have a couple things to go backstage for, though. We're going to hear from the Cruiserweight Champion, the Rumble. This year's been a bit of a roller coaster, hasn't it? Winning the Royal Rumble, it's just going to be the next step on that roller coaster of a year in my honoring of the legacy of NXT. Win or lose, I will be back on SmackDown 7 days from today to defend this Cruiserweight title again. But with a year like this, becoming the only ever two-time NXT champion, becoming the Cruiserweight champion, having one of the matches of my career against Seth Rollins at Clash of Champions. Well, tomorrow's just the next chapter, isn't it? Hey, Sammy, I was looking for you. Oh, Randy, what's up? Well, you know, I know you've got this guaranteed Intercontinental title match, and I happened to hear last week you saying that you've got next between me and Theory after the Rumble tomorrow. Well, yeah, it's finally time to end the conspiracy against me. Right, yeah, well, think about it like this, Sammy. You know you can beat me. I mean, look back at Season 1. You beat me on Raw a couple years ago, in fact, when we were competing in the #1 contenders match against one another. You beat me then, and I've never beaten you before, Sammy. So think about it. If you challenged Austin Theory tonight, and you for sure beat Austin Theory tonight, you've pretty much got a guaranteed retention over me tomorrow. I mean, when you put it that way, but how do I know that someone's not going to screw me, Randy? Well, it's simple, Sammy. I'll make sure nobody else is there to screw you over. And then tomorrow, between me and you, may the best man win for the Intercontinental title. You know, I think you're onto something, Randy. I'm starting to think that finally people are on my side against these conspiracies. Yeah, I'm gonna go to Triple H now. We'll get the match made. Dumbass. We're going to move into some more singles action. It seems that Randy Orton has managed to convince Sami Zayn to take his Intercontinental title match tonight on SmackDown. So we'll be seeing that a little bit later tonight. But we look to see some women attempt to build some momentum heading into the Royal Rumble as Liv Morgan making her way to the ring. Liv Morgan, as of this month, a new addition to SmackDown. She makes her way to the ring. This is a big chance for her tonight to pick up more momentum. One of the heavy favorites heading into the Royal Rumble. Many believe that a change of scenery is all she needs, and that she is destined for championship gold now that she is here on SmackDown. We'll see just how true that ends up becoming. She takes on Zelina Vega. Oh, I don't think I updated the theme for, so that's my bad. Zelina Vega making her way to the ring tonight. It's the first time we've seen her in a little while now here on SmackDown, but she is back here on the blue brand. As I said, it's been a little while. Zelina Vega making her way to the ring. So Zelina Vega and Liv Morgan go one-on-one right now. Here we go. As they lock up, Zelina grabs her and slams her back of the head first into the mat. Zelina Vega going up to the top rope, and Liv Morgan with a forearm pushes her off the top rope. Morgan into an elbow drop on Zelina. And went for another one, but Zelina Vega out of the way. Now Vega getting picked back up by Liv Morgan, who kicks her in the ribs. Liv firing with some chops. Roundhouse kick. Seeing Liv Morgan's made me think about it. I mentioned it on Raw. I mentioned it on SmackDown last week. This is the final time I'm going to mention it. Yes, modding is a thing in 2K22 now on PC. And hey, some mods are even being put onto the consoles, which is pretty cool. There's a Impact short hair AJ Styles, which is pretty cool. I'm not going to use it outside Universe, but anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. Mods are a thing now. I'm going to have to learn how to use them on PC first, how to completely override the game's character file and all that. I'm going to be practicing that after this episode. The Royal Rumble's already recorded. I'll be learning that afterwards. I started recording early today for that purpose, as Liv Morgan gets knocked back by Zelina Vega. Vega with a slap to the face, firing away on Liv Morgan, spinning back fist. I'll be learning that. So the reason we haven't started with mods yet is because... Oh! Zelina Vega tying Liv Morgan up in the ropes. I was going to say, the Royal Rumble was recorded before modding became possible, so I didn't want there to be a strange contrast of mods, no mods, then back to mods for episodes. But there will soon be some cosmetic mods coming into the WWE Universe mode, which is exciting in my opinion. Zelina Vega now knocking back Liv Morgan. There's the right hand. Vega throws Morgan into the corner, grabs onto her now, and Zelina Vega tying up the arm. Ties up Liv Morgan's arm, and Liv, oh, gets pulled back, and now Liv staggers. Zelina Vega throws a slap, but Liv counters. Vega kicks her in the ribs. Coming off the ropes now, Zelina Vega. Spike Hurricane Rana takes down Liv Morgan. Vega now, look out. Liv Morgan with a Hurricane Rana. Liv Morgan with a stomp to the chest. There's a kick knocking her down. Liv Morgan now getting Zelina back up to her feet. A right hook. Zelina counters now, and Zelina grabs onto her. Zelina Vega slams down Liv Morgan. Getting her back up to her feet now, and Liv. Whoa, Zelina Vega gets slapped. Liv Morgan kicks her on the ribs, and Liv coming up the ropes. Running at the ropes. Still running at the ropes. Liv now gets out of the ring. She was running at the ropes. Springs back in. Zelina grabs her. Great game. No flaws whatsoever, by the way. Liv Morgan now takes down Zelina Vega. And Liv Morgan throws a kick. Liv with a double axe handle to the back. Liv Morgan now grabbing her back up to her feet. And Liv kicks her in the ribs again. Liv gonna try again. Hits the ropes. There it is! Takes her down. I'm gonna make her live in infamy. 2. Zelina Vega kicks out. Now Liv Morgan getting her back up to her feet. Liv with a kick to the ribs. Liv Morgan now grabbed by Zelina Vega. Zelina now throws her into the corner. And now Liv Morgan being tied up at the arm. Kick to the ribs now. Liv Morgan. Oh, Zelina taking her down. Zelina Vega. Down. Liv Morgan's down. Zelina. Zelina gets her back to her feet now, and Zelina Vega grabs Liv Morgan, scoops her up, and Zelina Vega stun gun to Liv Morgan. Now into a cover. 1 kick out. And there's a kick to the ribs. And another. Liv Morgan getting picked back up to her feet. Zelina Vega gets caught with an elbow. Liv with a slap now, and Zelina getting knocked back. Liv Morgan now with Oblivion. Takes her down. Cover. 1, 2, 3. Liv Morgan scores the win. Forewarning, this is going to be a little bit of a shorter episode today. Only 4 matches scheduled for SmackDown tonight. I didn't expect the John Cena-Wes Lee match to go that short. It's also the SmackDown before the Rumble, so we're kind of just moving right along. Liv Morgan gets the win, though. Nonetheless, Liv Morgan with a big win there. Heading towards the Royal Rumble tomorrow. As I said, a heavy fan favorite to win the whole thing. Liv Morgan scores the win here tonight on SmackDown. Plenty more coming up, but up next, we hear from Kevin Owens before the main event. You know, before I compete in the main event with Seth Rollins tonight, I just wanted to talk for a minute about the wild last 6 months I've had. You know, after Season 2, when I got my head kicked in at WrestleMania, I didn't think I was going to be here for Season 3. I thought about not coming back. I didn't know if I would still be in WWE come Royal Rumble season this year, but here I am. I've fought for the world title in a ladder match. I've won the Intercontinental Championship. It's been crazy. I got thrown around by Brock Lesnar. That was fun, if that's what you want to call it. But now, tonight I'll be competing in the main event, teaming with the World Heavyweight Champion. And tomorrow I enter the Royal Rumble, where I look to win it and go to the main event of WrestleMania, just as everyone else does. But the difference between me and them is I'm one of the only people that can say this. When I win the Royal Rumble and when I win a World Championship at WrestleMania, I will officially become a Grand Slam champion. And that's the goal. Become World Champion. So Seth, I'll back you up tonight. But at WrestleMania, I'll be taking that world title, whether it's you, Cody, or anyone else. Well, we're coming close to the end of the night. Up next, the Intercontinental title is up for grabs. As here comes the challenger. We weren't supposed to be getting this matchup for another week. Randy Orton talked him into doing it. Here comes Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn making his way to the ring tonight, looking to capture the Intercontinental title, add it to his collection. Sami Zayn on his way to the ring. Randy Orton said he'd make sure no one else got involved in this matchup tonight, but you gotta wonder how much you can trust the Viper in this one. Sami Zayn makes his way to the ring. And now here comes the Intercontinental Champion. Here comes Austin Theory to the ring. He is set for the biggest match of his career tomorrow, if he wins tonight, of course. Set for the biggest match of his career tomorrow if he can beat, where he has to defend that championship against Randy Orton. So Austin Theory makes his way to the ring. Austin Theory now entering the ring. The Intercontinental title is going to be up for grabs here on SmackDown. Our second to last matchup of the evening. Sami Zayn, Austin Theory, one-on-one. Here we go. Hang on a minute, there's Randy Orton. He promised he'd be here tonight. Austin Theory looking at Randy Orton. Oh, Randy, you're not supposed to be in the ring. Randy Orton now. Wait a minute! RKO to Sami Zayn! Austin Theory looks at Orton, and Orton gets out of the ring. Theory! 1, 2, 3. Austin Theory retains the Intercontinental title after Randy Orton RKO Sami Zayn. Sami didn't even get a chance. I think this was all part of the plan. Randy Orton keeps the title on Austin Theory. As Austin Theory celebrating RKO to Theory as well. You just never learn. Randy Orton sending a message. Backstage now with Triple H standing by. For the last 4 days, I open up my phone and I see all these texts from my interns and my assistants saying, "Hunter, look at social media," and I don't do that because it's a waste of time. But I see them telling me that all I'm being asked is why I attacked Tommaso Ciampa on Monday Night Raw. Well, I don't owe anyone an explanation. I am a WWE official, the Chief Executive Officer of WWE. My word is law. And as the General Manager of SmackDown, that doubles that. So all I did was do what was best for business. That's all I have to explain to you for now. So for now, it is time for the main event. Well, as the boss said, it's now time for the main event. It's time for some tag team action. Here comes the Money in the Bank contract holder to the ring. The American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. Wow, his weight belt has slid down. It really seems like after they added all that shitty FaZe Clan stuff to the game, it messed with a lot of attires. Weird. Cody Rhodes making his way to the ring. The American Nightmare tonight looking to get one up on the World Champion before their matchup tomorrow at the Royal Rumble. Each of them going to team with another heavy favorite to win the whole thing. So Cody Rhodes on his way to the ring, and the American Nightmare is here. Money in the Bank contract in hand. He teams up with a man that he's been very heavily linked to since his return to LS11 Universe WWE. The Scottish psychopath, the Scottish warrior, Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre on his way to the ring. Former World Heavyweight Champion in his own right. Drew McIntyre entering next. The Scottish Warrior and the American Nightmare teaming up. They take on first the prize fighter, Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens marching towards the ring. Owens looking to get a measure of momentum built here. If he could get a win over Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre, it'd be the first time Cody's lost since his return. Kevin Owens makes his way to the ring. He teams up with the World Heavyweight Champion, the man who on SmackDown has the biggest prize there is to fight for, Seth Rollins. Rollins was arguably the biggest defense of his world title run thus far, coming up in just 24 hours' time against Cody Rhodes. What a night the Royal Rumble is going to be. I'm very excited for it. It's my favorite show of the year every year. Love the Royal Rumble. I love Royal Rumbles. I mean, everyone knows Battle Royals are famously my favorite type of match, so therefore, a Royal Rumble is just a really long, giant Battle Royal, so of course I love it. Seth Rollins making his way down to the ring, the World Heavyweight title around his waist. Don't worry, there are mods for his attire. He'll probably have a new attire soon. Everyone will hopefully have new attires soon. I'm getting very tired of the vanilla ones, just as much as you all are. So Seth Rollins enters the ring. It is Rollins and Owens against McIntyre and Rhodes. So our main event, Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens going to start it off. And Cody immediately makes the tag. Drew McIntyre is in. McIntyre and Owens, they have a bit of history. Dating all the way back to season 1 as Owens throws him in the corner and Kevin Owens grabs him. Owens with a punch to the jaw. McIntyre goes down in the corner. Kevin Owens, no, gets kicked by Drew. Now Drew throws the Glasgow kiss, but Kevin Owens counters. Owens, no. Drew McIntyre knocking him back. McIntyre with some elbow strikes. And then McIntyre with a right hook, and again, McIntyre. Owens rolls through now. Kevin Owens grabs onto Drew, kicks him in the ribs, and Kevin Owens pulls him in for pump handle. Whoa, Drew counters. Drew grabs onto Owens, scoops him up, and Owens gets caught for a power slam from McIntyre. Drew McIntyre now getting him back up to his feet. McIntyre with a kick to the ribs. Kevin Owens down with a right hook, and now Kevin Owens firing away on McIntyre. McIntyre, oh! Owens with double knees. Kevin Owens down with a kick to the back of Drew McIntyre. Seth Rollins now being tagged in. Rollins and McIntyre meeting in the ring again. I know that's everyone's favorite thing in LS11 Universe. As Rollins with a punch to the back of the skull. McIntyre getting picked back up to his feet. McIntyre, headbutt to Rollins. Drew now punching Seth Rollins in the face repeatedly. And a kick to the ribs. Gets him back up to his feet now. Rollins thrown in the corner. McIntyre tag man to Cody. Cody and Drew. Boot to the face of Rollins. Cody Rhodes. Whoa, what a kick to the jaw of Seth. Drops the elbow on him. And now Cody Rhodes with a kick taking him down. Cody firing away on Rollins again. Now Cody Rhodes. Tag right back to McIntyre before Rollins can get back to his feet. There's another kick from Drew. He grabs Rollins now, picking him back up to his feet. McIntyre. Oh! Rollins got him on an enziguri. McIntyre staggers as Kevin Owens is back in. McIntyre and Owens now. Owens chops him, firing away now. Kevin Owens with a kick to the ribs. Owens grabs McIntyre, and Kevin Owens scoops him up, and fall-away slam into the corner. Down goes Drew. Covered by Owens. 1. Drew kicks out. Owens now getting him back to his feet. There's a kick. Kevin Owens grabs McIntyre. Owens scoops him up. McIntyre slides out of it. McIntyre with a chop block. McIntyre now kicks him in the ribs. McIntyre, double underhook. Future shock. Into a cover on Owens. This is how McIntyre won their first ever encounter. 2. Owens kicks out. Now McIntyre goes for a kick. Owens out of the way. Owens with a boot. Turns him inside out. Drew makes the tag, as does Kevin Owens. Cody and Seth now into the mix. Cody gets caught. Rollins grabs him. Rollins rolls him through. Super kick to the mouth of the American Nightmare. Cody staggering now as Rollins grabs him. Rollins pulling back on the nose of Cody. Rollins pulls back on the nose. Cody rolls back to his feet. There's a clothesline. Now Cody, right hand, no. Rollins out of the way. Cody rolls the champion through. Cover, rope break. And now Rollins, right hand from Cody. Cody Rhodes now grabs Rollins, throws him off the ropes. Rollins, hip toss from Rhodes. Cody Rhodes now goes around to the legs, grabs the leg of Rollins. Single leg Boston Crab is in. The leg crab is in on Rollins. Cody Rhodes trying to tap him out here. Cody trying to make the World Heavyweight Champion tap out. That's the last thing you want 24 hours before one of your biggest title defenses. Seth Rollins manages to throw Cody to the floor. Rollins grabs onto Rhodes. Seth Rollins with a kick to the ribs. DDT. Rhodes goes down now, and Rollins grabs onto him. Seth Rollins, if Cody gets him up. Falcon Arrow. Now Rollins goes into the corner. What is Rollins thinking? Seth Rollins. McIntyre trying to get in the ring. Distracts the referee long enough as Rollins steps over Cody, kicks him in the back of the skull. Rollins goes for a kick. Cody with a clothesline. Cody Rhodes now going to the top rope. Cody. Oh, went for the missile drop kick. Rollins out of the way. Rollins now gets caught with a right hook. Cody avoids the drop kick. Drew makes the tag. Drew McIntyre. Oh! Both men went for kicks at the same time. Counteracted one another as Rollins, discus forearm. Tag made to Kevin Owens. Drew McIntyre kicks up. Owens caught him. Now Owens with a package. Oh, was looking for package pile driver. Clothesline from McIntyre. McIntyre now gets Owens back to his feet, and Drew McIntyre with Owens. Off the turnbuckle, he goes down. And now Drew, here we go. Setting up for Claymore. 1, 2, no! Kevin Owens kicks out of the Claymore. And now Drew puts him in the corner. And Drew McIntyre runs into him with a full head of steam. Tag made to Cody Rhodes. Now Cody Rhodes. Cody Cutter connects to Kevin Owens. Oh, Seth Rollins saw the cheap shot coming. Rhodes clothesline to the back of Rollins. Owens grabs him now, and Kevin Owens scoops him up and throws him out of the ring. And now Drew McIntyre. Oh! McIntyre and Owens in the ring. Now Cody rolling back to his feet on the outside. There's bodies flying everywhere here. Owens gets his knee kicked out by Cody. Now Owens. Cody tries to wipe him out, but Owens moves. Cody with a right hook. Cody Cutter on the outside. Referee begins the count now. Kevin Owens now staggering back to his feet. Kevin Owens getting back up on the apron now, and Kevin Owens. Oh, Owens, stunner! 1, 2, no! Owens nearly hit him. Kevin Owens now grabs onto Cody. Numbers game on the advantage of Rollins, and Owens now. Cody rolls out of the way. Cody now gets caught. Kevin Owens throws him over the top rope. Owens, right hand to Cody, goes to the outside now, and Kevin Owens. Back body drop to the American Nightmare. Rollins and McIntyre brawling at ringside now. Rollins knocks him to the apron. Neckbreaker connects. Owens stomps on the arm of Cody. McIntyre back to his feet. McIntyre with a chop to Rollins. McIntyre on the outside. Future shock to Rollins. Rhodes gets out of the fireman's carry. Cody Rhodes throws Kevin Owens back into the ring. Now Cody pulls him in. Cody hooks the arms. Whoa, Cody went for the Tiger Driver. Claymore! Drew with a Claymore to Owens. And Cody Rhodes slides into the cover. 1, 2, no! Kevin Owens kicked out. Rollins gets drum kicked. I think everyone, including, even Seth Rollins, thought it was over. But now Kevin Owens staggers Cody, turns him around. 4. Crossroads. 1, 2, 3. Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre for the win in the main event. Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre get the win. Thank you all for watching tonight. Until tomorrow at the Royal Rumble, I've been Xander, and that was Universe.